advancement, critical and logical thinking. Then, in product management, one basically nurtures. The reason why I say that is because of people always feel when it comes to product management, it's always about thinking about ideas. One, I'm also going to be talking about the stages of how product management can be a very, very successful one. But the reason why there's something called project management and also product management. The difference between that because of a project manager, after he's done with a project, like if he's contracted to build maybe a building, when he's done with the building, that is all for him. But a product manager, when he builds a building, he has to always nurture the building to check, okay, he has to first get people, he has to liaise with the sales and marketing team I'm not making an example of probably a building. He has to get the sales and marketing team to get people to rent the building, to ask for feedback, what do they like, work on the feedback. So it's not just like a project officer, a project manager that after he's done with the building, that's all he has to do. So the main thing I said about this product management, a product manager basically nurtures. When you're done with everything from ideating, planning, with working with the engineering team, the sales marketing team, you still have to nurture feedbacks, always do feedbacks every time. So I'm going to be talking about the product manager mindset. I'm speaking to most of the aspiring product managers. I've heard product managers speak to me, or aspiring product managers rather speak to me that product manager, this product manager something makes lots of money, and they want to go into it. I'm always, anytime it is, I just have that little mischievous smile that hope you guys are ready for what it takes to be a product manager. Yes, everyone knows that product manager is the fourth most highest paid job in the world. If you check Google, that what is the fourth most highest paid job in the world? That's a product manager. The product management department is now a very big one, in which every company they've seen reasons why they need a product manager. And I want to tell everyone that is aspiring to be a product manager what you should expect. The first thing is accountability. When you're a product manager, always know and have something in your mind that when you're done with a product and the product is very successful, all the praises comes to everyone. Now, I'm talking about your team, the engineering team, the stakeholders, the board of directors. But when the failure comes and the flaw comes, it is always the product manager. You're definitely asking Kunle, Tolu, why didn't this something work? I thought you said it would work. I thought you said it would work. Whereas before every stage of every product is launched, after the UAT, after everything is launched, you have to go through lots of people for the approvals. But nevertheless, as a product manager, they don't look at that. They always say you're the one that came up with the idea. Why is the idea not working? So always have that something on your mind that are you ready to be accountable for any product you make? Are you ready to accept loss? Are you ready to accept the risk of anything that happens? Then monotony. Monotony is a very, very popular and a very, very important mindset of every product manager. As a product manager, you work with developers, with UX designers, QA, the marketing team, the sales team. And one very important thing is how to apply emotional intelligence and diplomacy. I'll give a very, very good reason, a very good example. Can everyone name, please?
Yeah, sure, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Thank you. I'll just give a very, very little example. Just like on the current product I'm working, I have other friends that are product managers, and I ask them, okay, probably when I get an idea and I'm about to launch a product, when I speak with the engineering team, probably the app developer, the software developers, that okay, how long is it going to take us? They will tell me, okay, it will take us probably like 2 to 6 weeks. And anytime I speak with the other product manager, he always tells me they will take more than 8 months. I'm wondering why. So what I've noticed about being a product manager is always be diplomatic and always have a product manager's best friend, as people always say, is a software developer, the marketing team and the sales team. As a product manager is a very high position, but always be as humble and always be diplomatic in every extent. If you're not diplomatic, like now the software developer you're working with, if you've given the board of directors or the management something, okay, but by the end of the first quarter, they are done. If a software developer doesn't have a good relationship with you, he will not do it. He will not want to finish, and there's nothing you can do. And not just the software developer. You're also going to be working with the UX team. That will design the interface, design the product, the QA team, that's the quality assurance team for the UA testing, also with the marketing team, the sales team. If you don't have a good relationship with them, that's something I'm with that. And also the product manager, and anywhere will tell you you failed in one product or another, product launch or another. Don't pick yourself up. Every product manager has failed once, more than once. So don't feel that, okay, because of this product, I launched this first product, it didn't go well. Failure is always compulsory. Let me use that word for every product manager. And also the last one, your job is never finished. Like I said, unlike a designer, a project officer, a developer, a product has to always nurture collective. A product has to always nurture. Sorry, a product manager has to always nurture and then collect feedbacks to iterate on a better product and more success for the product. Like once you're done with the product and you nurture, the first thing you always do is always check your something. I'll just give you examples of what I do. When I launched the KOINS app, the first thing I do always every morning is to go to Play Store, go to App Store to check negative reviews. Because when you start checking the positive reviews, you start feeling, let me use the word quote and unquote, fly, that wow, I'm really good. You have to check the negative reviews and always look for the negative reviews. Because when it comes to ideas, I always say customers are the best people that give you ideas on how to make your products better without even doing anything. The first thing, once you're done with your product, always go to Google Store, App Store to check the negative reviews. Always speak with the client care team to speak with clients and also know what clients always complain of. Once you see that, it is the first thing for you to always try to solve the problem. And some of the problems always has to do with probably the development. And that is why I said it's very, very good for one to always have a very good relationship with the software developer. No product manager, no successful product manager will say, I don't have a good relationship with the software manager or the software developer. Rather, those are the people that you should be as tight as, and let me use the word friends. You should be very, very close and humble to the person, because those are the ones that you always call when it comes to reviews, because they're the ones that will help you develop your products, develop features and everything. And once, if they are ready to do it on time, if you have a good relationship with them, they'll be able to help you do it. So the next something I'm talking about is productizing. Productizing refers to the ability of developing an idea and to make it marketable for sales to the public. The first reason why a product manager is there is to think about an idea or to solve people's problem and use it to make money and also make them very, very happy so they can come back for more. Then I'm going to talk about the stages of productizing. The first stage of productizing is ideation, thinking about ideas. There's a quote that people will say that when you think about ideas, it's very easy to think about ideas, but executing them is as tough as anything. And that is very true. Ideations, there are still, I named two types of ideation. One, the ideation of an entirely new idea, which is which can be very consuming, time consuming, also cost effective. And also, there's another one when it comes to iteration of an existing product to make it more seamless, more cost effective, more luxurious. I'll give an example of that. And the second one, that's talking about iteration of existing products. They make lots of money. I'll give a reason. If you see some digital banking apps, there's some digital banking apps that came before some popular ones. I don't want to talk about any popular ones to give them free publicity, but there's some digital banking apps that came before some very popular ones. What these ones did, the first people that came that thought about the idea, which is a very good idea, they spent lots of money for publicity, for everything. While the second one, what the other people do that the competitors did was to check the negative reviews. That's why I said something about negative reviews. It's always best for you to check what your users want. Once they check the negative reviews, they use this as their unique value proposition to make them more popular and to make them make more money. You see there are some digital banks that came in first, and I know as popular as some that just came in probably 2 or 3 years ago, and they're as popular as anything. They make more money because they've done the research on the negative reviews of what they did. So that's the talking about. I'm talking about like product. When you're thinking about an idea, don't always say, okay, because I had this first idea, that always makes sense. To me, I prefer thinking about an existing product and always making it more seamless, more cost effective, and more luxurious. Those are the people that make more money. But the second stage is market research. Market research, market research or product validation is very important. Can people / intended target audience actually buy your product? Can they run the test of time? And one thing about when you're creating a product, always create a product that in the next 5 to 10 years people can always use. If you create a product for a short time basis, you always don't spend money. I might not make much money. So always think about the future. Now we can see so many things. We're thinking about the future: AI, digital banking. You're thinking, so it will be very unwise to want to think about a product and not think about the future, because now everything is going digital. So it will be very unwise for probably a product manager. And as we all know, not just product manager, we have product managers even in the fast-moving consumer goods. We have product managers everywhere, not just digital, not just fintechs. So it's always good to always think about a product in which people will use in 5-10 years time, even more than 10 years time. Then also planning. When a product manager has an idea, the first thing he has to do is to do the market research, to check if you have competitors, about the negative reviews you're getting from the users, the positive reviews. Then also you have to start using user stories, wireframes, product paper. I'll talk about user stories for aspiring product managers. User stories are like a way in which you can describe what a user exactly wants. Just like now, you're thinking about, okay, a digital banking app, you want to have probably USSD, or probably USSD functionality, or probably you want to have probably bills payments, airtime, data, something. A user story which will be written by product manager will start with, as a user, I want to be able to log on to the app. As a user, I want to be able to click on this thing, click on bills payments. When I click on bills payment, I want a list of all the assets, all the list of everything to show. From all that kind of things, you would know. And another thing is that it will be very easy for the software developer. And also using a product requirement document, it will be very easy for the development team to help you, and the UX team to help you design and also make the product a very, very good one. So from the planning entails user story, writing of user stories, wireframes, product paper, go-to-market strategies, prototyping, that's the alpha testing and the beta testing, then launch. Partnering with the sales and marketing team. After a UAT is done, that's the user acceptance test. That's to check if a product is okay to go public, and we just to check if the users will be able to use it, and also the experience, the customer experience is okay. The other thing you have to do is to speak with other people. That's the marketing and the sales team. Never assume the marketing team and sales team will do all the work for you. Like I said, when I was talking about accountability, the mindset, always know that when the praises of a product comes, it comes to all the team. But when the flaws comes or failure, it comes to the product management team. Always make sure that as a product manager, you always partner with the sales and marketing team and always have them give you reports almost every day, because that's what I do. I always check every Monday. I always make sure the client care department always send feedbacks, and also we also have meetings every Tuesday with the marketing team to check the statistics and the reports of how the app is going. And also the last one I check, as I said earlier, is nurture. That's why I said nurturing a product is a never-ending stage of a product manager. After the product is launched, you have to continue nurturing. Nurturing, the first thing you always do is to check the daily statistics. Like currently, I use Firebase, the Firebase platform, to check the daily statistics. You check the churn rates, you check the uninstall rates. They always check feedbacks. The reason why I said it's always very good for you to check statistics, to know how successful your app is going out, things you should change. Some product management, you should always look for ideas to iterate. Like now, let me give an example. If you have an app and you're saying, okay, you have like maybe 50,000 downloads, then you go to Firebase and you check on install rate. The uninstall rate, you have probably like 16,000 people that installed an app. You have to go back to your drawing board. That's why I said it's always very important for a product manager to always go back to always go to Google App and then App Store to check the negative reviews, and also always liaise with the client management team to always know what clients or users rather complain about when they call them. Is it the user experience? Is it, I'm just talking about like a digital banking app. Is it the user experience? Is it the onboarding experience? Is it the transactions? Is it security? What exactly are they complaining of? When you solve that problem, you can, if you check the statistics after the problem is solved, you definitely see there'll be a high case of installs and also a low rate of one install. Then I'm talking about another topic I'm talking about is the priority list. Everyone has lots of ideas in which you can do for a product. If you're given, or it's not if, or rather, when you're given a role of a product manager, the first thing a product manager should always have at the back of his mind is a priority list. A priority list is a sequence of arranged products in order of their relative importance. A priority list ensures a product manager projects are well organized. Then I'm going to be talking about how I work on my own priority list. The first thing I list is the proposed projects, the proposed delivery dates, the benefits to the user, and the benefits to the firm. And the first thing, when you're listing products, the first thing you always have in mind is you should have that model. There's a model I call the benefits over features model. When you're listing like the prioritization of your products, you should first think about which product is more important, which products do clients or the users want first, before you start thinking about the ones that you can even wait till the fourth quarter to even launch. And also another thing I'm talking about is, like I said, is the benefits over features model. Benefits are like the primary advantage a user gets from purchase. It is important to remember that customers buy products and services because they want to solve a problem or meet a need. Then features. What makes a product more unique after considering its benefits? I'll tell you why. There's some product managers, when they create products, always think about features first, benefits, then benefit last, in which this particular model never works and will always never work. I want to give an example. Just like now, you have a digital banking app in which is very secure and processes swift fund transfers, but no transfer, but there's no free transfer. Then I'm talking about features. A digital banking app which has a very attractive interface, free transfers, but the transactions are extremely slow. I'm very certain everyone knows the answer, that which one will a user always pick. A user will always pick the first one. That's the one that is more secure and has a processes swift transfers, because that's the main reason of a client or main objective of a user using a digital banking app. The first reason I want to use a digital banking app is to make swift transfers and to make sure my cash and my money is secure. And the second feature, like I said, will be like maybe an attractive interface or probably free transfers. Those are the things that can also attract the client. But the first one is the benefit of the product before you start thinking about the features. And that's something that some product managers do, in which they always say, okay, why did my product fail? They always put the features first. When you go to an app, it's possible for you to see an app that is very, very attractive, but you see probably the onboarding, the user experience is nothing to write home about. The onboarding process is very, very hectic. That's why it's always good for one to always consider the benefits over features. That's okay. If a client wants to download this particular song, what's the reason why the client is downloading it? The client downloading an app because of he wants to see a very attractive feature or attractive interface rather, or he wants to make secure payments, wants to do transfers, be able to pay bills payments, airtime, data, collect and do seamless transactions, use the virtual card or anything. That's why the features, if you're talking about features, you can talk about probably like a very, very lovely, attractive interface. Then also maybe when you click maybe the dark mode, some apps always have dark mode, the light mode, and when you click on it to change the interface of everything. Those are primary, those are secondary reasons why a user always download an app. Then the next thing I'll be talking about is unique value proposition. Unique value proposition. This is what makes your product or service distinct, how it solves a customer's problem, why it is different from the rest. The first thing when it comes to being a product manager, and when you already have a product, the first thing you have to think about is what makes my product unique? Why should a client not buy, or why should a customer rather not buy my competitors' own? Why should they always buy my own? Why should they keep coming to buy my own? That is something. And I want to tell you the particular UVP, that's a unique value proposition, every product manager should avoid. The first thing a product manager should avoid is the price/interest rate war. I'm going to be speaking more about that. The price and interest rate war is something that when product managers do, and also because the product manager always have to liaise with the sales, the marketing team, and the business team too. When they do that, I just smile and tell myself, wow, to me, this product is not going to go well. And I give you a reason why. Just like I'm talking about the banking sector or something, or maybe any product. When you download an app and you see, okay, a particular bank is giving probably 20% interest rate on something, then you, as a new product manager, you want to create your own and give them maybe 30% interest rate. Whereas you know the 30% interest rate is going to be bad for business. I'm not thinking, what about when your competitors increase it from 20 to 30? You now be forced to increase it from 30% to 40%. That means that's like 100% loss or 200% loss. Those are the kind of things you should always think about. I always tell people the best unique value proposition you should always have are one, to climb on is one, excellent customer service, seamless onboarding, swift and secure transactions. I'm talking about the banking sector. The reason why, if you check most of the reviews on probably social media, something, when client users talk about probably a banking app, or probably when you go to a Google app or check any banking app and check probably the 1, 2 star, 3 star, and check what they always complain. They always complain about the customer service. The customer service experience is poor. When I call, nobody picks up. It takes up to 1 week before it's something. I think it's always best. It's not just I think, it's always best for one to always focus on those unique value propositions, just like excellent customer service, seamless onboarding, swift and secure transactions, rather than even price interest war. Because Nigerians can be very funny. It's even possible for a Nigerian to even use a particular product that is more expensive, whereas when he sees bots, he sees that, okay, if he has a problem, when he calls the customer care, they are ready to answer in less than, like, the turnaround time, the TAT is less than 24 hours than buying a very cost-effective product. And always saying that those cost-effective products will, before if I have any problems, it's going to take very long for me to do. So it's always best for one to do that. And also, I spoke about another unique value proposition a product manager should climb, the seamless onboarding. Another thing I've noticed why there's always an increase in churn rates and always high in uninstalls is when it comes to onboarding. Make sure the app you're about to build or your product is always very user-friendly, extremely user-friendly. The first thing I always tell people when I'm trying to create or build a product is always make sure that even an illiterate can even know how to even use a product without even asking a learned person. Because it's always very, very, very painful for a literate asking another literate, please, how do I go about it? How would I go about it? Make sure your onboarding processes are seamless as everything. And also, I'm going to be talking about swift and secure transactions because I'm talking about the banking sector. Always, those are the unique value proposition every product manager should always climb on. Instead of thinking about price, let me increase the interest rates, people will come. Let me do free transfers, people will come. It's even possible that if you even do free transfers, few people might download the app. If they see, okay, the services are not good, the customer service is poor, the onboarding process is bad, user experience is bad, their transactions are not secure, we have very slow transactions before the reverse transactions, it takes very long. People might not even do that, even though you even tell them you give them free transfers all the whole year. Even though you tell them you give them free money in their account, people might not still download the app. Because that's why I said benefit over feature. People always have a reason for downloading an app. Is it WhatsApp? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram? There's always a reason why you downloaded an app. Probably just for pleasure, probably for knowing how to do anything, learning something. There's always a reason why someone downloads an app. I don't know if I've made all the points clear, but please, if you have any question in any topic I've not touched, please feel free to ask me, please. Thank you.